Good afternoon. Well, good morning. Sorry about that. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com in the Weekly Report. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Again, my email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com if you have any questions. It is time now for Games of the Week for playoffs 2018 IHSA round one. Yep, we are at round one playoffs. The season has flown by, and now we are in the playoffs. So let's get started. And as I do, always scroll down on IHSA.org, your number one place for IHSA football information. And of course, second is DeepDishFootball.com. So let's get started. And as always, we'll start with 1A. As my personal feeling, Aurora Christian versus Kewanee is definitely one of the big games in 1A because this is like the tiptoe of going into the pool. For Aurora Christian, we'll see how they do. It's going to be a big game. Next game that I'm looking a little bit for, actually looking a lot forward to is Fulton at Milledgeville, Orangeville versus Ottawa Marquette. Cerro Gordo versus Argento Oriana. I really do like Cerro Gordo this year. And Toledo versus Fisher, as I talked about on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Really looking towards that. Also, again, big fan of the Black Diamond. I really do think that this is the Black Diamond's year. Black Diamond Conference's year. Hopefully, it is their year. It's well deserved. All right, so let's go to 2A. As is always, same as a little bit of the 1A. Fieldcrest Orions is one of my games that I'm looking closely at. Main being because of Orion's roster and where they're at right now. Definitely game I'm looking towards to Gibson City, Waseca. See how Gibson City does in the first game. I think they're going to win that game, but it's just a game to be interested in. Chicago Hope against Knoxville. Definitely a game to keep an eye out for as well. Where else? Athens at El Dorado is a huge game that I'm looking forwards to too. But again, 2A, Decatur St. Teresa, unbelievable. Gibson City, where's Merrill Forsyth? Where can I find you? Where are you? Jacksonville route. Another game to look out is Merrill Forsyth. Now we go into 3A. Dwight at Lyle is a huge game for Lyle. Rock Island Almond at Brian's definitely a game to look out for as well. Spring Valley Hall, Chicago Clark. I think Chicago Christian is in this as well. I'm looking towards Chicago Christian. Where are you? Trying to find you. I thought they were 2A. I swear they are 2A. I guess I was wrong. All right. Wilmington and Monmouth, Roseville is definitely a huge game. Herscher at Dunbar, definitely a big game as well. See if Herscher can pull off that first win. A lot of teams, if they get that first win in the playoffs, watch out. Interesting games going by. Newton at Fairfield, looking at Newton, definitely Coach Fulton and the Newton Eagles as they go to Fairfield. Black Diamond Conference. St. Joseph Ogden, definitely a Monticello. Huge game as well. This is killing me. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find one of these teams and it's not there. Oh well. Definitely looking at Poplar Grove North Boone. That's another team in the 3A I'm looking at as well. If Lyle wins, they face Poplar Grove North Boone. Which will be a very interesting game indeed. All right, let's go down. We're down to 4A. Nothing really much. El Raby versus IC. Big game for El Raby if they can get pulled upset. Wheaton Academy, Coal City, which is the deep dish football overtime game of the week. Definitely game this Friday night. Definitely game I'm keeping a close eye out for. Nope. Rochester, Breeze Central, definitely a big game. Breeze Matter Day, Effingham. Breeze Matter Day on fire with that offense. Definitely a thing to look at forwards to, and keep an eye out for Salem as well. I really like Salem this year. They did some amazing things. Only at Bishop Mack. Again, Bishop Mack, a team that deserves more talking about in the 4A division. So it should be an interesting game. Let's go to 5A. Now 5A is just a weird. It's a weird class this year because it's just an open field of teams that are just, I'm going to say this again, weird. I mean, you're talking about Joliet Catholics in this thing, Montini, weird. Just absolute, it's just something that you can't wrap your head around. Woodstock North goes to Montini. I think Montini's going to get that game. Elmwood Park has a great chance of beating Chicago back of the yards, going against Evergreen or Payton, winning that game, and going to the third round of the playoffs. Elmwood Park is definitely a team to keep an eye out for. Glenbard South, Boylan Catholic. I really do like Boylan Catholic. I think Boylan Catholic's going to win that game. But Glenbard South could upset Boylan Catholic. Wheaton St. Francis. That's another interesting game. If you have a Wheaton St. Francis versus a Glenbard South game, that's a great game to look out for. Hillcrest. Definitely Hillcrest is a huge team to look out for as well as they take on Jerseyville. Now, if Hillcrest goes on and takes on Decatur MacArthur, wow, that's a huge game. I'm talking about a big game to look out for as well. Where's Carbondale? Champaign Central. They had a great season this season. Amazing season this season. And Carbondale's another team that had an amazing season this season as well. Definitely two teams to keep an eye out for as we get later into the playoff. We'll talk about later into the playoffs. Joliet Catholic, again, Metamora. Metamora is huge. If Joliet Catholic beats Metamora, watch out for Joliet Catholic. But if they get up there and they go against Highland, Joliet Catholic versus Highland, oh, that's a big game too. Highland is a great team. And I forgot to talk about it. I totally forgot about it in the 4A to talk about Taylorville. Taylorville is another good team. Taylorville and Highland are the two teams in the IHSA that could be sneaky teams that in later November they could be in Champaign. Those are the two teams to keep an eye out for. All right, now I'm going to 6A. Hinsdale South versus Prairie Ridge is the deep dish football playoff game of the week. I'm excited about this game. I think the main key for this game is going to be patience on the Hinsdale South side. It'll be very interesting to see. Chicago Phillips, Lake Forest. This is a big first game for Chicago Phillips. Another big game. Where are you? I can't find you. Kenwood versus Crystal Lake South. Great game for Kenwood if they can pull off the win. Providence Catholic of Washington. Good game. Sacred Heart Griffin versus Quincy. A very interesting game. Lamont going down south to take on Chatham Glenwood. I have Chatham Glenwood as my upset team of this year for this playoffs. So it should be interesting. Where are you? Cary Grove. I think this is going to be a Cary Grove's year. That's just my personal feeling, just because of the offense they run. All right. 7A, Nazareth Academy, Batavia. Everyone knows Nazareth Academy and Batavia. Simple as that. Andrew at Nazareth Academy is a huge game. Huge game. A big test for Nazareth Academy. Great test in the first game. Simeon, Rockford East at Simeon. After that, they go against the winner of Lincoln Way West or Harlem. Hopefully I get that correct. Hersey, a school no one's really talking about. Lincoln Way Central is going up north to play Hersey. Definitely another team to look out for as well. Granite City at Batavia. Great test for Batavia the first week as they take on The running back who's just an absolute stud for 2020. Willowbrook versus Lincoln Park. Willowbrook, if they get the win, and after a rematch of Maine West and Bennett of last year, they get to play Maine. They get to play that one. It definitely get a big, interesting game as well. I have Willowbrook winning that game against Lincoln Park. Glenbard East Prospect, Hoffman Estates versus East St. Louis. Interesting game as Hoffman Estates goes down to East St. Louis. Belleville West at Lena Warrenville South, another huge game. Alton at Rolling Meadows, great game as well. St. Charles North at Normal Community is definitely a big matchup, especially for Normal Central. I don't think Normal Central is getting the respect that they deserve. They deserve a lot of respect. All right, we go down to 8A. And let's go to the 8A conference. New Trade OPRF's a good game. Warren Township and Eagle Valley, great game. Nope. Naperville Central, Plainfield South is a good game because no one's really talking about Plainfield South, and they deserve a lot of respect. Glenbard West at Bartlett, great game. Bartlett's got a nice little quarterback in Jonah O'Brien, definitely a kid that you need to keep an eye out for. Edwardsville at Evanston, great game as usual. Could be a good game as usual. Anytime you get those type of teams, those type of powerhouses going against each other, it's definitely a game to keep an eye out for. Taft at Oswego. This is a big game for them. Big proving grounds game for them for Taft. But I'm going to give it to Oswego. Loyola Academy at Manuka is definitely a game where people are favoring Loyola Academy, but Manuka can win that game. Don't count out Manuka. Maine South at Hunley at Maine South, good game as well. And Wabansie Valley at Bolingbrook is a very intriguing and interesting game. So that's it for round 1 games of the week, 2018 season. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you like my work, feel free to go down on the bottom via PayPal link and leave a tip. That money basically literally goes to the maintenance of the website and travel fees. Thank you so much. I am Peter Leinauber, aka Coach Big Pete of Deep Dish Football, and this has been Week 1 Games of the Week for round 1 playoff games 2018.